In just a matter of hours, the Randox Health Grand National 2017 will see a quality field compete over the most iconic fences in the world at the world's most famous racing venue, Aintree. However, you don't have to wait quite that long. Yes, hi, a very warm welcome to Aintree. The Grand National is really something quite special. A worldwide sporting institution. Hundreds of millions of pounds bet. A viewing audience of upwards of 600 million. £1 million on the prize fund and 40 runners over these 30 extraordinary fences. You might think you've got the winner. We might just have got there before you, because this is the first ever running of the virtual Grand National. But how are we going to do it? Well, for the last 10 months, animators and software specialists in Manchester have been working around the clock to recreate the likely field of 40 runners and riders. They've taken guidance from the likes of 20 times champion Sir Anthony McCoy, heard from experts like Bob Champion and Richard Pittman, created special software, and shortly, for the first time ever on television, we'll see if they can be more accurate, more precise than those of us who like to think of ourselves as experts. So whilst we're taking a futuristic look at this year's Grand National, it's a hugely historic race. History means everything. It gives us context, and as such, part of Aintree folklore. The man who rode the most famous runner-up in the race, Crispin 73, Richard Pittman, is with me now. I'm sorry, Richard, but I had to give you the appropriate introduction.
The horse was Australian, and every Australian hates me for having been second to Red Rum.
But that race, more than any other, perhaps showed us that the Grand National is the great equaliser.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, of course, what a fantastic horse Red Rum is. To win 3, second twice, and sadly, poor old Crisp didn't have a chance to come back and prove that he was the better horse. But there was £23 between them, Nick.
You rode in how many Grand Nationals?
Oh, only 6.
Only 6?
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly 6 more than me and 6 more than most of us. Each time, did what you think was going to happen, or were you always having to improvise through the race?
In the Foynhaven year, my first year, it didn't happen because I fell at the 3rd fence. And Nick, that is awful. To be sitting in the grass so early on, you want to say, hey boy, stop, come back, let's do it again. I was second on Steel Bridge, quite an outsider to Highland Wedding, and he'd run 5 times previously and not featured. And he went to a trainer called Mrs. Barbara Lockhart-Smith, and he ran a blinder. And what annoys Jeff King, who was 3rd on Rondetto, who was the professionals jockey, I keep saying to him, of course I outrode you there, you know, at the running. He hates it. So it was very unpredictable in the old days, Nick. I think it's more predictable now because of the change of the course.
But starting prices of recent winners suggest to us that it's harder to find the winner. We've had 100 to 1 shots, 66, 33, 28, because all the horses have got a chance these days.
I went through the field 2 weeks ago and I found 10. I thought, you know, it's between these 10. Had another look. Oh no, hang on, 20.
And then you added another 5
yeah,
in for,
I know.
for good luck.
It is, because it's a much classier race now. When I say classier, okay, we haven't got a Gold Cup winner in it, but in the old days you had a 12-stone horse, 11 stone 8, and then 38 of them on 10 stone. And some of those were rated at 8 stone 9. You know, the whole thing now, you don't get in unless you're a decent horse.
Which is what makes this exercise so much more enjoyable, because theoretically any of these 40-odd horses could win this race. But how are we going to predict it for you using our special computer-generated imagery? Here's Alistair Mann with more.
Picking the winner of the Grand National has been like the name of the first horse to ever win the famous race, somewhat of a lottery. But thanks to an ambitious computer-generated animation, that unpredictability may finally soon be over. Using the very latest technology and a complex series of mathematical algorithms, the virtual Grand National will attempt to simulate this year's race before the runners even reach the starting line.
The race is very much about bringing new things to racing, bringing new things to the sport of kings that we have. So something like this very much fits in line with the tradition and history of the National. Bringing something new to that is fantastic and very exciting.
Gaming specialists Inspired provide sporting simulations to more than 50,000 betting shops worldwide. And with such experience in the field, were selected to take on the challenge of replicating the world's most famous race.
I think this has taken it to something else, really, especially given the level of scrutiny. I think they're all looking at this and saying, is this authentic? thankfully, we've had the support of the Jockey Club and of past riders and trainers and such to give us the insight that we've needed. We've taken a lot of insight into this project.
A drone was deployed to capture the race from a jockey perspective, while the likes of Katie Walsh and AP McCoy passed on their own memorable experiences of Aintree.
You don't go out with plan A and go, that's the way it's going to be. That's the way I'm going to ride it. That's it. It changes 50 times.
The unpredictability of it is what makes it unique. The reason, you know, that 600 million people, you know, people watch the Grand National because it's different than every other horse race.
As well as those who participated in the race, the projects even employed a panel of racing experts to study the up-to-date form of all 40 runners and riders, and their input too will determine the final outcome.
This is the right type of horse for the National. He's got that touch of class that is still so important in this day and age, and Black Lion, to me, is the terrier who can conquer Aintree.
I think that Vieux-Lion Rouge will also run well. I thought that, like you, older horse now, I think he will be able to see out the distance. I think he's unexposed at the trip.
I want it to rain during the day. Now remember, the race isn't till 5:15. You know, it can be good in the morning, it can be soft by 5.
The weather as well as that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, looking back through the years, all the winners have won over 2 miles if you look back. The old 4-mile chasers, very few of them ever go and win Grand Nationals.
This wealth of information has been ingested into a computer, which has also taken into account the weather and the going at Aintree. Nobody knows what the computer will decide as this ultimate man versus machine challenge is under starters' orders and ready for the off.
Ali Mann with how it was all put together, and you can see the final result very shortly, so do stay tuned. But Richard, it's interesting for me that you led this 4-man panel to decide on your thoughts to go into the computer. It's a race where you do need that bit of subjectivity as well. You can't just pump it full of data.
No, and it was quite interesting, the panel, because Bob Champion, a Grand National winner, me twice second in it. We've been there, we live it, we love it, we feel it. And then, of course, Lydia Hislop, journalist and TV broadcaster, and Jamie Lynch, total form man. And we approached it from different angles, you know, because your heart probably overruled your head a little bit.
So there is a little bit of emotion in this as well. It's not too clinical.
Oh, no, there's emotion. Oh, no, we're very, almost tearful.
And for you, is this a venture you're looking forward to? Are you a technological guy, or are you more of a flat earther?
No, I'm definitely into it. Having seen a clip of the animation, it has improved so much. And the way that they've got horses making a mistake and falling is real. No, this is good. And quite honestly, a computer will probably analyse it far better than I'll be able to.
We heard there from AP McCoy and Katie Walsh, who've been a huge part of Aintree folklore, as you have as well. Now you've got a pretty good idea what's going to run in the race. Who do you think's going to win?
I'm a big Black Lion fan of Nigel Twiston-Davis's. I know that's not original, but I love the horse. One for Arthur would be one of these fairy stories. We always have to look. Lucinda Russell, Derek Fox, just come back from injury now. But I think the ground will be too fast for him. The ground is a serious contention here. But all sorts of horses. Wouldn't it be marvellous? Another fairy story. Wonderful Charm, Katie Walsh. She's been third. She's the only lady to get in the placings. And this horse has a very, very good chance. But, Nick, I've just said to you, you can pick out no end of them. St. R, for instance, second 2 years ago. You know, and then he ran out of steam last year because it was soft. Better ground this year, you know.
Wonderful Charm, St. R, Black Lion, one for Arthur. He's only mentioned 4 of them. I wonder if any of those 4 will feature in the finish of the first ever Virtual Grand National. When you rejoin us after this break, commentator extraordinaire Stuart Machin is going to describe the action. Do stay with us.
So here's our pick of the list of 40 runners and riders for the Virtual Grand National 2017. Leading fancies in recent weeks include the Last Samurai, runner-up last year, More of That and Safir Darur, who both ran well in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Moving down to Black Lion, who bids to give Nigel Twiston-Davies a third win in the race. Dropout Joe has been many tipsters each way fancy. The Young Master for amateur rider Sam Whaley-Cohen. Cause of Causes, one of 4 in the race for owner JP McManus. Via Leon Rouge, many people's favourite for the race. Pleasant Company for Island's Ruby Walsh. Lord Windermere, the 2014 Cheltenham Gold Cup winner. And right at the bottom, certainly last but not least, Rogue Angel, one of several in the field for last year's winning owner, Michael O'Leary.
So the moment you've all been waiting for. Ali Mann has told you how it all works. Richard Pittman has led the panel of experts, and you've heard what he thinks is going to win. The man in front of us. We're acting as his spotters now. It's his hardest job ever. The commentator, Stuart Machin. The runners are lined up. Richard Pittman is going to start the race, and then, Stuart, it's over to you.
They're under starters' orders, and I'll press the button, they're off.
And the 40 runners and riders on their way for the world's greatest steeplechase. Dropout Joe in the orange jacket is among the first to show up as they head across the Melling Road. Vicenti is there. Gasline Boy in a purple jacket is racing prominently towards the far side. La Mercure with Uccello Conti. More of that is in that far side cluster. Stellan Ocean O'Whalen's Boy. Centaur goes prominent in the centre as they approach the first fence. Pendra right down the near side. Ublonda Zobo in a red jacket as they rise. And Stellan Ocean has gone at the first. And it's Centaur with Dropout Joe, Ublonda Zobo, Pendra definitely red with the red sleeves. And then the Last Samurai on the far side as they step over fence number 2. Pendra's out of the race at the second, heading on towards the big ditch the third, and it's Dropout Joe showing out in front to Centaur. The grey La Vatican is getting a little bit closer to them. Ublonda Zobo down the near side with definitely red. Out over fence 3 they go. They've got 2 more to take before they get to Beeches for the first time. Stom Scudamore has got Vieux Leon Rouge just behind the leaders, and as they step over that one, it was Dropout Joe from definitely red. Ublonda Zobo, Pleasant Company and Ruby Walsh now going handy. Yellow sleeves up to virtually disputed as they come to the fence before Beeches. So Pleasant Company and Dropout Joe, definitely red and Ublonda Zobo, and a bad mistake there from Dropout Joe. It was a really good sit from the rider. La Vatican the grey is close up in 5th, and then Vieux Leon Rouge from Good to Know on the far side, Measure of My Dreams and Centaur, then Vicenti and Safir Darur followed by the Last Samurai, and here they come down towards Beeches. Dropout Joe is the first to rise. La Vatican is out of the race at Beeches. Also Good to Know is out of the race at Beeches, and definitely red is in front as they come now to the smallest fence on the course. Foynaven, named after the 1967 winner, and definitely red over in front from Dropout Joe, Vicenti, Pleasant Company, then Vieux Leon Rouge, Safir Darur going handy as they come to the canal turn. Ublonda Zobo and Pleasant Company followed by Measure of My Dreams, and then Gasline Boy as definitely red leads them over the canal turn from Dropout Joe and Vicenti. Vieux Leon Rouge landed in 3rd. Safir Darur was over in 4th. Black Line with a white cap is a bit closer to them as they take Valentine's. Then Measure of My Dreams and Gasline Boy from O'Whalen's Boy. Bad mistake there. Regal Encore has gone out of the race. And Black Lion now and Noel Feely move through to come and dispute it with definitely red. Safir Darur up between horses. O'Whalen's Boy in a striped jacket has moved into 4th. Vicenti is still tracking the leaders, followed by Gasline Boy, and then Highland Lodge and Vieux Leon Rouge. Dropout Joe beginning to lose ground. He in turn is being followed by More of That, and then Measure of My Dreams. Just a Par is getting closer to them, inching his way through the field. Slight mistake there from La Mercure. One or two of them beginning to drift out of contention. The former Gold Cup winner Lord Windermere is well back at this stage with Bishop's Road, also Rasda Murray, and a mistake there from definitely red when he was upsides Black Lion. Safir Darur, O'Whalen's Boy right in behind him. Vicenti is in behind these. Ublonda Zobo and Wounded Warrior are out of the race, and it's Black Lion who leads as they make the run back towards the grandstand, steadily approaching the halfway point in the Grand National and on towards fence 13. They've got 2 to take before they come to one of the most iconic fences on the course, the Mighty Chair. Black Lion and Noel Feely moving on by over 2 lengths now. Vicenti moving up into 2nd. Definitely red in 3rd, and then Gasline Boy and Safir Darur on the far side. Right behind these, O'Whalen's Boy being followed by Cocktails at Dawn with a red cap, and then Vieux Leon Rouge and Centaur. Chantou Flower in a beige jacket is a bit closer to them, and then Highland Lodge and More of That and Just a Par as they step out over the 13th. Black Lion jumping fluently in front. Leaders get over it safely. A bad mistake by 1 or 2 of them there. Measure of My Dreams, balance Ballina is just beginning to struggle at the back of the field as they head on towards the fence before the chair. This is number 14, Black Lion, just ahead from Definitely Red. Cocktails at Dawn landed in third. Bishop's Road at the back of the field is still well back with Rasmaray, another who looks to be struggling. The Young Master is well back as they come to the chair. 6 foot spread in front of them. Black Lion, Definitely Red. The Last Samurai on the near side. Perfect Candidate has got a little bit closer too. And the White Sleeves, they're the leading 4 over the chair. Followed by Cocktails at Dawn and Lord Windermere, and then Gasline Boy and Shantou Flower and O'Whalen's Boy. And then towards the outside, Wonderful Charm and Katie Walsh. Highland Lodge in a red jacket is about 10th as they step over the water for the only time in the race. And they've got a circuit in front of them. Back where they started from in the National. Ballina is well back in the field with a Cello Conti. Up ahead, the Last Samurai from Perfect Candidate. Black Lion, Definitely Red. And then with a red cap, Cocktails at Dawn. St R is going back out through the field. Lord Windermere with a yellow cap has made some progress. More of that, and Cause of Causes with a green cap begins to make a steady progress. Then Vieux Lion Rouge, followed by Wonderful Charm and Justapar and Highland Lodge as they head across the Melling Road and move on down towards the 17th. Black Lion, the Last Samurai on the near side. Definitely Red in third. Then Perfect Candidate. Cocktails at Dawn, St R. Cause of Causes still improving. Vieux Lion Rouge is just in behind him, and then Lord Windermere as they clear out over the 17th. All the leaders get over that one safely. The 18th, another plain fence before the big open ditch once again. The Last Samurai in front. Last year's runner-up gets over it safely from Black Lion. St R, who's run so many great races in the National before, is close up in third. Tom Scudamore has got Vieux Lion Rouge up on the outside of the field. Ballina and Tenor Nivernais, though, have each been pulled up. And there was a good leap from the Last Samurai, with Black Lion and Vieux Lion Rouge chasing him. St R in fourth. And then Perfect Candidate as they come towards fence 20. The Last Samurai continuing to give a bold sight in front under David Bass. Vieux Lion Rouge now on the far side is just about into second. Then St R, Black Lion, Dropout Joe going back out through the field. Perfect Candidate is next. And then O'Whalen's Boy being followed by Cocktails at Dawn and Cause of Causes. Mistake there from Black Lion. Good set from Noel Feely on towards Beechers for the final time. Fence 22 of the 30 of the National, and Vieux Lion Rouge has gone to the frontier. Dropout Joe has moved back into second. St R and Black Lion third and fourth. And then the Last Samurai now back in fifth, followed by Cocktails at Dawn. O'Whalen's Boy there down on the inside. Highland Lodge is well back in the field at this stage. Le Mercury in a pink jacket has made a bit of progress as they come to Foynehaven for the second time. Vieux Lion Rouge just ahead of St R. Dropout Joe in third. Black Lion in 4 and Cocktails at Dawn is in 5. As they move on towards the 24th, the Canal Turn, the Young Master and Sam Whaley-Coe in a yellow jacket have made progress. Then Le Mercury and Perfect Candidate and Cause of Causes. Over the Canal Turn they go. Highland Lodge is out of the race at the Canal Turn. Gasline Boy is beginning to struggle as Vieux Lion Rouge and St R take Valentine's for the final time. Just ahead of Cocktails at Dawn and Dropout Joe. Mistake there from Rogue Angel. A mistake from Thunder and Roses. Gasline Boy out of the race there. And it's Vieux Lion Rouge on towards the next. Just ahead from St R on the far side. Dropout Joe is out of the race. Le Mercury has been pulled up. And Vieux Lion Rouge and Tom Scudamore from St R. The Young Master has improved to go third. Black Lion is in 4. Cocktails at Dawn in 5. Followed by Wonderful Charm. Katie Walsh in the purple jacket. Then Vicenti. Followed by Pleasant Company. The Last Samurai was a faller there. And they're heading towards the closing stages of the National with 3/4 of a mile left to travel. They're racing on towards the third last. Vieux Lion Rouge from St R. The Young Master, and then Black Lion. Vicenti's in 5th, followed by Wonderful Charm. Cause of Causes making steady progress back up through the field as they cross the Melling Road for the final time and make the long run towards the second last. It's the Beecher Chase winner, Vieux Lion Rouge, out in front for Tom Scudamore and David Pipe, being pursued by St R. Vicenti is in 3rd, Black Lion in 4, the Young Master is 5, Wonderful Charm is 6, Cause of Causes is 7, drawing now towards the second last. Vieux Lion Rouge from St R. Vicenti's only a length away. Black Lion still running at heroic races in 4th place. These are a little way clear of the Young Master. And then Wonderful Charm and Cause of Causes. Vieux Lion Rouge and St R. They take the second last, joined by Vicenti and Black Lion 4, covered by only 2 lengths. The Young Master in 5th place. Then Cause of Causes is beginning to stay on past Wonderful Charm. Pleasant Company, Ruby Walsh making late progress. The final fence of the National. Vieux Lion Rouge gets over just ahead of Vicente. Black Lion took it in third. They're racing towards the elbow. St. R made a very bad mistake. Virtually came to a halt. It's Vieux Lion Rouge, but here's Cause of Causes beginning to stay on very strongly. Pleasant Company is also running on under Ruby Walsh. Vieux Lion Rouge being tackled on either side. Pleasant Company on the right. Cause of Causes on the left. Black Lion is back in fourth, and then Vicente. They've got half a furlong to go in the National, and Cause of Causes has gone to the front, chased by Pleasant Company. Vieux Lion Rouge can't offer anymore, and it's Cause of Causes for Jake McManus and Gordon Elliott, who win the National. Followed by Pleasant Company, Vieux Lion Rouge in third, then Vicente. Black Lion, the young master, was next. More of that got round in the National. Irish eyes are smiling as Cause of Causes wins the National.
What a spectacle, Richard. Took me quite by surprise.
I'm totally amazed at the animation. It's so good. But also, the winner. It came from nowhere. If you were betting in running, you wouldn't have backed it, would you, until close home. The second horse, though, the best horse Malcolm Denmark's had for years, since Monseigneur. And then Vieux Lion Rouge, I always thought there was just a little bit of stamina doubt, and he just didn't quite get home.
He gave away a lot of ground round the virtual outside. Did virtual Tom Scudamore on Vieux Lion Rouge. He might not be doing that in the big race on Saturday. But Cause of Causes, if he does win, he is an habitual strong finisher. He'll be doing his best work at the end, or at least that's what we think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the outcome of this was brilliant. You know, the way the excitement built, and then it all changed, as the race can.
I quite surprised myself. I thought, how excited am I going to get watching computer-generated images? And you and I were standing next to each other, we were doing this as Cause of Causes goes up the run, and we have to doff your cap to Stuart Mateship.
Oh,
what a call.
40 horses, and they were only that big on the screen, you know, quite incredible.
It was great stuff. Richard, thank you very much for your company.
My pleasure.
The real thing not too far away, but I hope you enjoyed the experience.
Indeed I did.
Excellent. Richard Pittman, Aintree legend. So Cause of Causes wins the first ever virtual Grand National for Ireland for Gordon Elliott and owner J.P. McManus, 10 years after Elliott won the race with Silver Birch in 2007. Pleasant Company in second place. Best of the Brits, Vieux Lion Rouge for David Pipe and Tom Scudamore. And back in fourth place, the best of the Paul Nicholls runners, Vicente, ahead of in fifth, if you find a friendly enough bookmaker, Black Lion, who was up there for much of the running. Let's hope for a finish as exciting as that in the real thing. And don't forget, all the coverage of the Randox Health Grand National begins on ITV at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. The big race off time is 5:15. And if Cause of Causes wins the Randox Health Grand National, you can bet your bottom dollar we'll be right back here next year. Till next time, from all of us on the virtual Grand National, bye-bye.